In 1916, a group of forward-thinking people had a vision to organize and help the needy who were suffering in increasing numbers throughout our area. The force behind this vision was a woman named Marguerite Boylan. At the outbreak of World War I, Bridgeport became a center for the manufacturing of munitions. With it came an influx of people in search of work. Soon, Bridgeport's population doubled, which led to overcrowding, deplorable child labor conditions, and unprecedented rates of tuberculosis and disease. Marguerite Boylan refused to accept this and took the community's concerns to Bishop John Nyland, and together they came up with a plan to set up a central bureau of Catholic Charities to meet the needs of the men, women, and children who needed help. Marguerite Boylan would later become the state's first female Catholic social worker. Over the years, her vision continued as Catholic Charities met the needs of people through the years. Today, as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Catholic Charities, our mission still continues on the streets of Bridgeport and throughout Fairfield County.
Fairfield County without Catholic Charities, and you make it even broader, without the Catholic Church, would be in very difficult straits. Catholic Charities in particular is known as a safety net. We're there to catch those people that the regular system, the state system, and other charities can't provide for. What we're trying to do now is we're trying to read the tea leaves out a couple of 3 years and see what else is going to be necessary, crucial. Immigration services. That's really in its infancy, relatively speaking, compared to most everything else that we're doing. Our behavioral health operation is clearly the largest in the social service world, non-government. You should be able to say after Newtown, gee, there's an injection of new energy and new dollars, and it just didn't happen. There was a lot of talk, no action, or as I often say, big hat, no cattle.
The thing I love about Catholic Charities is that anybody can walk through the door, and we may not be able to directly serve them, but we can give them information about who they can go to get the services that they need. Catholic Charities services the homeless throughout Fairfield County. I think people have a stereotype of what they think homelessness is and who is homeless, but the reality is we work with a lot of people who are working multiple jobs, trying to move forward, and they're not able to do so because of the cost of rent in this area. We have the New Heights Recovery Center, and that program works with individuals, again, with mental illness, to build their social skills. Some agencies do one thing and they do it very well, but Catholic Charities does a lot of things really well, and we roll with the times. So we always try to meet clients where they're at. We always try to give them the support that they need in the way that they need it.
We provide permanent supportive housing, which provides the opportunity for people to be able to have their own place so that they can work on whatever life issues they had that brought them to homelessness. It's so important that people within Fairfield County that are in the diocese, that are in the community, understand why we operate and how we operate as programs at Catholic Charities so that they can work collaboratively with us, because we're all part of the same community.
Catholic Charities also provides nutritional programs for the elderly and daycare programs like Room to Grow for the working poor. Another part of Catholic Charities' mission is providing domestic and Hague-accredited international adoption services, along with pregnancy counseling for expectant mothers. Catholic Charities is here for everyone, including during events like Hurricane Sandy. To this very day, it is still helping people recover from that disaster. Catholic Charities impacts the lives of people every day throughout Fairfield County.
I'm originally from the Mid-Hudson Valley. My family moved to Connecticut when I was an infant, and I grew up in central Connecticut in Wallingford. At 21, I am just leaving one college, going to another for biochemistry, and I was doing well. I really enjoyed it. But I found myself just getting tired and more tired, and I didn't really understand it was depression at the time, but in retrospect, I would be in bed for days and such. I got so bad after graduate school that I lost everything. I was staying in a place I could no longer pay the rent, and I was thrown out, and I had no other place to go. I was profoundly depressed, having suicidal feelings, suicidal ideations. I wasn't playing well with others. I couldn't be polite. I couldn't be civil. I was very angry. I was very sad, and I had to let those things come out. And you can't do that in a city shelter. So I decided that it would be better for me to be alone. And I knew a place where I could go where nobody would find me. So I went into the woods. I encountered the folks from the homeless outreach team of Catholic Charities, and they told me that I could get help. And they immediately set in motion with me ways to get the help that I needed, the financial help, the housing help, the health care that I desperately needed to get better. Catholic Charities helped me value myself enough to get a job, to realize that I did have things that I could offer, because I had lost all of that. If it was not for Catholic Charities, I would not have survived my depression. I would eventually ended my life. I have a wonderful studio apartment that is walking distance from my work, which is fantastic for me because I don't own a vehicle. I have a cat that I take care of. She's, sort of an emotional teddy bear for me, so she helps me out a great deal.
As Catholic Charities prepares for the next 100 years, its mission is dependent on its supporters and volunteers who recognize its importance to the community it serves. Pope Francis reminds us that all of us are important in God's eyes. We all must take a stand for the less fortunate. The Hanley family continues to put their faith in action by supporting the work of Catholic Charities.
My husband and I, we've been involved with Catholic Charities for over 2 decades. And it's not just about going to church and being in church, it's about helping others. It's about being there for our neighbors. God wants us to be there for our fellow man, especially those that are suffering, especially those that don't have enough to live.
I've been involved with Catholic Charities for some 37 years because by working with my fellow human people, I can see Christ. A long time ago, I read a book called The Family of Man, and it was a pictorial, and it showed people all over the world, rich people, poor people, depressed people, black people, white, any kind of people you could imagine. I came to understand that, the guy in Nigeria or the woman in Nepal, we're all part of the family of man.
Brian Jenkins has firsthand experience with Catholic Charities. He was once homeless and living on the streets of Bridgeport. Today, he is now executive director of the Thomas Merton Center, where he once sought help.
It's so important to support Catholic Charities. There are so many people who are in need. The Merton Center certainly gives you a real sense of the valuable work that is needed here in the city of Bridgeport. We are the last stop for so many. It's not their desire to end up sitting here asking or in need for a meal. We try to meet their needs and give them the possibilities of something being different tomorrow.
New Covenant Center in Stamford is the only soup kitchen within 10 miles south of here and 12 miles north of here. So we fulfill a huge need every day to 250 or more people that need to be fed. Whether people had seen the old facility or are seeing the new one for the first time, without a doubt, the first word that they exclaim is wow when they look at this place. But now we are able, with this wonderful new facility, and thanks to the generosity of so many donors, to expand programs for our clients who come in here for food. The key here is that we need volunteers and donations and help, and our clients and guests need help. And regardless of one's religious belief, it's important that Catholic Charities of Fairfield County helps everyone.
In the next 100 years, what I would like to see is Catholic Charities, along with other social service institutions and educational institutions, provide the resources necessary to diminish the need for Catholic Charities. People talk about our growth from 300,000 meals to 1,300,000 meals as though, we just won the Super Bowl. In fact, that's a bad news story. We need to make sure that we put people in a position of being able to do positive things with their lives, therefore reducing the need for social service. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I think it's something we should focus on.
My friends, it's a remarkable testimony of the vibrancy of our Catholic faith. Consider the events over this past century and how Catholic Charities has reached out to the unemployed, the disenfranchised, the homeless, helping young people overcome behavioral difficulties, providing services to the least among us where there was nowhere else to turn. So, as we pause to celebrate the past, let us keep our eyes fixed on the future and the next 100 years in the life of Catholic Charities. God bless you, and I thank you for your support.
To Catholic Charities of Fairfield County, happy 100th birthday.
Happy birthday, Catholic Charities.
Happy birthday, Catholic Charities.
Happy birthday, Catholic Charities.
Happy 100th anniversary, Catholic Charities.
Please join us as we celebrate
100 years of faith in action. Happy anniversary, Catholic Charities.
To everyone at Catholic Charities, I want to wish you a heartfelt, happy anniversary, and may God continue to bless all the great work you do throughout Fairfield County.